good, YouTube? It's your boy Vonnie coming back at y'all with another YouTube video. So, for today's video, I want to get into why you can't live life like a bum and expect success, or like be halfway in, halfway out. You got to go fully in to whatever you're committed to. So, before I get started, man, if y'all can like, comment, subscribe, man, comment down below. Let's see, comment down below. What are you doing to succeed in life? What are you succeeding at right now? What is one thing that you're actually proud of in life? Comment that down below, and I just want to see y'all what y'all succeeding at. But yeah, let's get straight into it, man. So, why can't you live life like a bum, man? Why do you have to go 110%? Why do you have to go all in on anything you're doing to succeed? Your lifestyle at the end of the day is going to match your goals. So, if your lifestyle is, oh, I can sit on the couch right now and then go out later and make some money, or then go out later and work out, then, you know, you're never going to be disciplined in anything. Like, if you have the time to do something, go do it now. You feel me? Like, you could chill at nighttime, and when it's night. That's when everybody chills. That's when everybody does their, you know, due diligence of just chilling, is at night. So, you know, if you have moments in the day where you got to take a break, you know, you can take a little break, but get right back to it, you know, 5-10 minute break, get right back to it. You know, success comes from discipline. You're going to be uncomfortable. And that's the story. If you want to be successful, you're going to be uncomfortable, especially your first like couple months to a year. You're going to be super uncomfortable. But if you spend most of your time being lazy, then, you know, the results will speak for themselves, for real. If you're half in, half out, the results are going to speak for themselves. You're going to be like, why isn't this working? And it's because you're not all the way in. You're not committed. You're waking up late, you know, you're wasting time on social media, and you're avoiding all of your responsibilities, you know. And those things are going to keep you stuck in life. Like, they're not going to make you know better. They're just going to make you lazy. They're going to make you feel like, oh, well, I should be doing this, but I'm not doing that. Well, that's why you're not successful. Successful people treat their time like money. So, every single hour, every single minute matters. You know, me personally, coming from a person, people are always asking me, how do you make money door dashing? And I know it's going to sound a little weird. It is. It's weird to me, but I still do it because I make a little bit more money. And I just feel like every second counts. Every second matters. Every second is the difference between you making this much an hour, between this much an hour. You feel me? And those seconds start to add up, you know, over time. Those minutes start to add up over time. So, you know, I get out the car. I immediately, you know, sounds weird, but I sprint up to the door. Bam, get my food. If it's not ready, then, oh well. You know, I just wait around. But when it is ready, bam, take my food, sprint out to the car. And, you know, it's not a full-fledged sprint, but it is. I do move with a purpose, you feel me? And then, you know, when I pull up on the person's house, I'm getting out, bam, getting that order to their door, snapping a picture. I already got everything set up on my phone. So all I got to do, bam, head back to the car. Now, I might sprint back to the car. That is one thing I might do. But, you know, it's a little weird. I know that, but at the end of the day, I've seen success from doing that. Just those little things that matter so much. So, you know, take care of those little things in life. You feel me? Like, if you could go up, a lot of people like to show up to their job, you know, 10 minutes, not 20 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes late. So, you show up to your job 5 to 10 minutes late, but what if you showed up 10 to 15 minutes early every day? You know, that's going to add up over time. You feel me? So, I mean, if you work 5 days a week and you show up 15 minutes early to every shift, that's an extra hour hour and 15 minutes on your paycheck. And we're talking about 15 minutes. Some jobs just let you chill in the parking lot for 15 minutes. So, if you can be in bed scrolling TikTok, you know, 15 minutes before you got to be at work, then why not pull up to work 15 minutes early, you know, clock in, and then, you know, scroll TikTok or do it, whatever you need for 15 minutes. So that, you know, it's the little things that matter. If your daily habits don't move you closer to your goals, then you're going farther away. If every day, you know, you're grinding, and then you take day off, day off, day off. Those 3 days you could have been doing something productive, but you took the day off because you grinded for 3 days straight, and now you're taking 3 days off, and then you're gonna grind for 3 days. But what about those in between periods? There is no rest. If you want to be successful, there is no rest. People always are like, oh well, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing it. You have to. You don't want to be a bum, so just get up and go to work. You feel me? You're sacrificing something. You're sacrificing, your time right now for potential wealth in the future. So if you're not willing to sacrifice that right now, then you're gonna sacrifice it your whole life, because you're gonna be trading your time for money your entire life. Time for money, time for money. You work this much, you're gonna get paid this much. And it's like, nah, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be you have all these assets and they're helping you to make more money, and it's becoming more and more passive. That's not to say that you won't trade your time for money all the time, but at least if you're trading your time for money with the assets and the passive income, you'll be able to retire 35, 40 years old. Whereas if you're always trading your time for money, you're going to retire 65, the average age that people retire. So that's not something I would want to do, but to each his own. And then cut off your distractions. There's a bunch of distractions, there's a bunch of noise. Clear your head. That's something that a lot of bummy people do. They listen to the noise. They listen to the haters, and they listen to people being like, oh, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. And it's just like, they're not you. Of course they don't have the vision that you have. You feel me? They don't have it. They just don't have it. They're cool with their lifestyle. They don't have the vision that you have. So, cut out all the noise, and then keep being disciplined, keep staying on your routine, keep grinding. I have a little calendar over here. I write my things down in calendar. I got my notebook right here. I like to write things down. So that's what I do, man. Nobody's coming to save you. Your life changes when you decide to change it. And that's it. When you decide to change your life, that's when your life will change for the better. You're not making excuses anymore, and you're starting to see the progress, Like me, for example, when I was in college, I was making excuses. Oh, I can't go to work. I just can't, man. School's got me wrapped up. And it's like, yeah, that could be true, but you got to go make some money, don't you? At the end of the day, we got bills regardless of what's going on in our life. Once you turn 18, bills coming. So, you got to work, and you got to stay on your grind. You got to figure out ways to make money. If you want a different life, you have to live differently than the average person. And that goes back to, people not being able to see your vision. Of course they're not. They're average. They're an average person. They're working until they're 65, and then, they're going to they partied their whole 20s. They partied, halfway through their 30s, and then, they're 36, and they're like, oh, it's time for me to lock in. Which, it's never too late to lock in, honestly. But, why couldn't you do that 10 years ago? Why couldn't you lock in at 26? And now you wouldn't have to worry about locking in at 36. You feel me? It's little things like that. So, the results you won't require the work, most people avoid. Most people are going to avoid, like for example, with content creation. Most people are going to avoid content creation because it can be cringy at first, for sure. I've experienced it. It can be cringy at first. And then, it's more work than you would think that it takes. You feel me? There's editing, there's, coming up with topics, all that. Like you have to be constantly thinking when you're doing content creation. And a lot of people don't a lot of people will do content for a couple weeks and then give up. And it's like, nah, you gotta keep going. You gotta upload every day, for real. You shouldn't miss a day of uploading, because the day that you miss, somebody else uploaded, and that's gonna be the next famous person or big content creator. So at the end of the day, Success is consistency and discipline. If you can be consistent, show up every day, and discipline, showing up every day, being yourself, being your true self, and not letting anybody get in the way, then you're going to be successful. You're going to figure out things in life that a lot of people don't know. So remember, you can't live life like a bum and expect success. You can't. Your habits have to reflect your future, what you're trying to build. Like, they have to. So don't live life like a bum. Don't be halfway in, halfway out. Go fully in. And I'm not saying halfway and be a bum. There's no being a bum. If you're watching this video, you're not going to be a bum. So go halfway, go fully in. Don't go halfway in. And you're going to see the results. Be disciplined. Cut off all the distractions you need to cut off. And move like your goals depend on it. Move your life literally depends on it. Because if not, then you're going to be stuck at this job forever. Or, you're going to be a couch potato. And you don't want to be there. So, that's all I really got for this video, man. If y'all can like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.